Hey there, it's Crafty Jennabug. I'm pretty excited about this. So, some of my favorite junk journal artists on YouTube are doing a collaborative event. Apparently, they did it last year before I was into junk journaling. 49 Dragonflies and Louisa Heinzel are their YouTube channels. And they do what they call Dephemerember. And it's a prompt list you follow for 25 days where you make a piece of ephemera to go in your junk journal. And it doesn't have to be Christmas themed. They have so many cool things that they've been doing, and I decided I wanted to participate. I'm usually really bad about sticking with the daily prompt art creation things, usually like the Halloween daily drawing prompts and stuff like that. I'm really bad at keeping up with these things, but I'm hoping that by posting the videos I will hold myself accountable, or maybe you guys can hold me accountable. Please do. I need all the help I can get. So I'm super stoked about this. I've been watching them lead up to this. They each made journals for their for this project. I did not. I'm just going to make a standalone piece of ephemera for each prompt. Hopefully, cross your fingers that I stick with it for all 25 days. My calendar for December is pretty full. December is a pretty busy month for us. We've got a lot of things going on, so hopefully I get the chance to do one of these every day, or maybe I'll play catch up and do a couple at a time. I'm not sure exactly. We'll play by ear. Anywho, these ladies are amazing. Absolutely amazing. I'm constantly inspired by their work, and I'm really excited to participate in this. As it says down here, they have all sorts of goodies and freebies and things like that. In addition to each prompt, they have an animal to feature in each prompt that is not listed here, but Louisa created these really adorable cards with each of the animals. Put it that way. With each of the animals that they will be featuring. Come on. My desk is too small. So these were offered as a freebie from Louisa, and I love them. They are absolutely adorable. It's not required to use these. It's just they have a specific animal they are incorporating into each design each day. So I went ahead and printed them out because, I mean, freebies, why not? And they're awesome. These are absolutely gorgeous. Thank you, Louisa, if you see this. Yeah, I'm really excited. Even if I don't use them for this project, I'm really excited to be part of that. And then, so for today, Fluff and a mason jar was the prompt. And the animal for today was the hedgehog. So this little cutie. Right there. Very cute. Barbara from 49 Dragonflies had a sheet of mason jars that she designed as a freebie. I went ahead and printed it out because I wasn't sure what I was going to do. They're really cool. And then on her page, Louisa, while she was working on her project, provided this awesome freebie, which is different components. She made this little hedgehog guy out of, I think, cardstock and coffee. He's really cute. But I went ahead and printed that as well, just in case I decided to use it. She had some. You go check out her video. I'll link both of their playlists in the description, I think, because this is just too cool. And I'm just a tiny little channel. They are big, but yeah, you know, crafters gotta support each other, right? Creators, we gotta support each other. But I went ahead and printed it because I wasn't sure if I would use any of these elements. I printed it on paper and I printed it on cardstock as well. So these two lovely ladies made a journal each for this specific project and then swapped them, so they made journals for each other. I did not make a journal. I'm just going to make a standalone piece of ephemera for each prompt. And I had the idea, I've got this junk mail envelope, and that looks a lot like a mason jar to me. So I think I'm going to make that my mason jar. It's not identical to a mason jar, but I could put like a little lid on the top. So I will probably make this a pocket of some type. I think that's my idea, is to make a little pocket. So I'm going to decorate this. I'm going to go digging through my stash and see what I've got. I think that's going to be a cute little mason jar, and then I can put something in it to commemorate that. Yeah. So I'll be back. Alright, so I think the first thing I'm going to do is all these little scraggly bits I'm going to trim. And that cleans it up a little bit. I'm trying to decide if this is going to be too much. I definitely want it to open on the top, because that's more like a jar. I think I might want to trim it down and make it smaller, so maybe I'll start there. Okay, so I've cut this down. It does open this way currently, but it won't. I will glue up the sides, and I'm going to make this top look a bit more like a jar. I probably will cut it down more, potentially. I'm not sure yet. I wanted to give myself some extra work room just in case I decided to go in a different direction. So we've got this, and I just realized this little card fits in there perfectly. Like a little too perfectly, and I don't want to just stick that in there, especially because I want to do more with it. I don't want to just, it feels like a cop-out to just stick the hedgehog card in there. So I might, I'm trying to decide if I want to fussy cut around him and then make him part of a card. That could be cute. Plus, let's see. Oh, I could stick him in there like that. He looks kind of sad in there like that. I did like the idea of him looking like he was stuck in the jar and trying to climb out. But I think I like him better this way. So I think I'm going to fussy cut around him, and maybe the word too. Maybe some of these other words as well. Yeah, I'm going to fussy cut around him and I'll be back. Alright, so as promised, I fussy cut this little hedgehog out. I also cut out the word and Dephemerember 2022. And then while I was at it, I cut out some of these leaves because I have an idea. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make this a pocket. I pulled out my Cricut machine and I cut out this jar shape. And I'm going to glue it on there like that. And then I found this paper for the inside, the back of the pocket. Really cool, huh? And then I'm going to make a tag to go in it that has the hedgehog and leaves, a little nest of leaves. So we're going to do that. I'll start by gluing this in here. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take a scrap piece of paper and I'm going to figure out how long I need them to be. And I'm just going to make a little piece to fold up and stick in the seams. And these I will fold in half lengthwise and glue like that on both sides of the pocket. I'm doing this because this edge is ragged and kind of ugly. And I don't really want the integrity of the pocket to be compromised. And this way the pocket can also accommodate the thickness of whatever I put in it. Because at the moment I don't know how thick I'm going to make the tag. I think I'm going to go ahead and glue this on the front. That way I can trim off the excess. But I really like that. That's pretty cool. Once this glue dries, I'm going to cut off this top piece so that I don't have that white bit sticking out there. But I'm going to let that dry, and while that dries, we'll work on the tag. Now for the tag, I have this piece of scrap paper, and I really like this section, this orientation for inside this tag. So I need to figure out, I want it to stick out the top, so I will actually make it this tall. If I hadn't glued that yet, I could hold it over it and see what it looks like. So I'm just gonna have to trust that it looks good. Do I want to do anything to the background before I glue him down? Oh, I forgot my fluff. I forgot this. Sparkly. I want to add that to his little nest. gonna give that a few minutes to dry, and while it is drying, I'm gonna go figure out some washi tape to go up the sides to cover up this, and maybe something to do to the front so that it's not so plain. I do want this Dephemerember 2022 to go down here, but I think I want something to go under it, as well as a thin washi to go up the sides. So I'll be back. All right, this has been able to dry a little bit. It's still very wet though. I think I want to round the corners up here. Then let me get a watercolor pencil. All right, so I think I want to go around these leaves a little bit and make them pop. So I've got some color soluble pencils, and I think I'm just going to pick a dark brown. All right, I hate it. Not exactly what I was hoping for, but those leaves pop a bit more. I'm gonna let this dry. I went through the page. Well, while that's drying, I found something fun. So I have a bunch of ribbon, and I have this like almost linen-like ribbon, and I'm gonna run it down the ends, or down the sides. All right, I'm gonna use some Eileen's Fabric Fusion permanent fabric adhesive. Hopefully it does the trick. All right, that's gonna have to dry for a while, 2 to 4 hours. Guess I didn't think that through. This probably won't go up today on day 1, but oh well. I think I like that. And this guy, I do think I want to back this. It's not as sturdy as I thought it would be, so I'm going to find something to back that with, and then we'll go from there. Alright, I think I'm going to back this just on some coffee dyed paper. It's not going to do much for sturdiness, but I like it. Then I've got this washi tape. I want to make a pole. All right, now this is a real leaf from a walk I took, but I really like it there. With that leaf being real and real fragile, I decided to do a layer of glue over the top of it in the hopes that it will protect it a little bit. I feel like I'm missing just one thing right here, maybe a rhinestone? I'm gonna let them dry overnight. It's late, and we'll be back to check them out tomorrow when they're all dry. All right, these are both dry. The clamps came off pretty well. This is holding up very nicely. This is a little warped due to all the stuff I did to it, all the water I introduced, but I'm okay with that. This rhinestone does not want to stay, so I'm actually going to use some hot glue. That is that. I want to add some paint splatters to this. I have two different colors of metallic paints in this like orangish gold and a antique copper. So I want to splatter a little bit on the card itself. And I'm going to add a tiny bit of water to these to water them down. All right, this guy. I really like how this looks. It's quite simple, especially compared to the card that has a lot going on. It's quite simple, and I like that. It is a little off-center. I'm not mad about it. There was a lot that could have gone better with this. We'll review that at the end. So, I want to add a number 1 because this is the first day of Dephemerember, and hopefully I will keep this going all throughout the month. That is my goal. Well, I want to add a number 1. I have these rub-on transfers, and I like this one. I also like, ooh, that one's cool. Let's see. I think I like this one the best. So I'm going to put it on this guy and then stick it right over here somewhere. Maybe I'll add some fluff to that too. I'm going to leave that clamped for a few minutes. I might pull out my heat gun and dry this a little bit. But first, I think I need to clean my desk up a little, put some stuff away, so we'll be back. All right, so I took the heat gun to the drops and most of them dried. This one had a little mishap. I tried to kind of smush it a little, but it had dried a little bit. I don't know. Y'all, a lot went wrong here. A lot went wrong. But I'm not mad at the finished product. I got gold splatter on my rhinestone. So here it is, my Dephemerember day 1, although it's day 2. Whoops. So what happened was I came across Barbara and Louisa's videos in the evening. I was watching them while I was cooking dinner and cleaning up. So I watched their videos, and then I realized they had all these amazing things that they were providing for free for people to play along to. And I said, well, I have to do it. That's it, I'm doing it. And it was kind of late by the time I actually got around to doing it, after I, put my kid to bed. And so it was almost my bedtime by the time I actually started working on this. So then I had to let them dry overnight, and so here I am on day 2, trying to hurry and finish day 1. I'm going to call this done. I like them. I like what I've created. I think they're really neat. There are some things that have gone wrong. It is quite warped, but I hope being held flat will keep that, will fix that. I'm hoping that being flat will fix that. So that is what that looks like. A little hedgehog. I like it. It's not... how can I explain this? It's an idea that ran away from me. Something to that effect. I really like it. I feel like it's not quite finished, but I feel like that about almost everything I create. So I'm not really surprised that I feel that way. I don't want to add too much and then absolutely hate it. So I'm probably not going to put Dephemerember on all of the pieces. I just wanted for the first day to commemorate what it is. It was a lot of fun. A huge, huge thank you to Louisa and Barbara. This is a really cool idea, and both of you are so sweet for offering the freebies and allowing us to craft along with you. So I thank you very, very much. I love both of your channels. I watch you both all the time, really, when I'm not crafting. So thank you again. If you're interested in this sort of thing, check out, I will link both of them down in the description. Gotta give credit where credit is due, right? And if you want to follow along with the Dephemerember, follow along. It's really fun. Yeah, like I said, this one could have done a few things differently here, and I've learned a lot in the process. This is the first time I've ever made a pocket like this. I'm relatively new to junk journaling. I've been only doing it a few months. But thanks to both of them, I've been inspired. So a few things I would have done differently is I wouldn't have closed off the sides of the pocket as early as I did, because I could have left this flap open so that while I was designing this, I could lay it inside and see where things were, if that makes sense. I could have opened it up and laid this down on top to make sure that things were in the frame, because the hedgehog ended up being a little higher. I wanted him like right here, but it's okay. It's okay. I'm rolling with it. Not everything could be a 10, right? It's a 1. No, I'm just kidding. I definitely planned ahead for this one. Sometimes I'm just kind of scrambling and like throwing things together and having to pause and rummage a lot more than I did for this, so that was good. I came up with the jar and the pocket, what's it called? The junk mail window pocket thing. My words are failing me. This was a lot of fun. Again, I am super grateful that I was able to participate. And let's see, are there any other issues? This is a thicker scrapbook paper. It's not quite a cardstock, not quite copy paper thickness. So I wish I had backed it on maybe a piece of cardstock so it was sturdier. The watercolor pencil could have gone better. I really guess I just need to play with those some more. I've got my Fluff, I've got my mason jar, I've got my Hedgehog, so I think I meet the parameters of the challenge. So for that, I'm happy. This real leaf, I'm not sure how long it's gonna last. I just covered it in glue, and I think it is already starting to like separate from the leaf, but you know, whatever. I'm just gonna roll with it. There is nice space on the back for journaling. I need to glue this better, I think. It's starting to separate. Overall, I'm very pleased with how this turned out. I think this was really fun. I'm so excited to try to challenge myself and participate in all the days. We'll see. Like I said, I started this late on day 1, and then now I'm filming this outro on day 2. And the ladies are a few hours ahead of me, I think. They're in Austria, I'm in southeastern United States. So yeah, they're a few hours ahead of me. My goal is to start earlier in the day, but I don't know what their posting schedule is like. So it may not be feasible for me to work on these so early. Thanks so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video.